Batman, and let's hear it.
All right, everybody.
All right, we're all getting out of this. It's only
Oh, it's only me now. The whole show is mine. Um, I'm not ready. No, I'm kidding. So I was told recently that the Batman project with Ben is still moving forward. They're still discussing certain aspects of what they want to do. The one overlying aspect, I mean, they've decided uh, more Deathstroke, right? A more they want to go into Jared Leto stuff, but specifically one aspect of Batman's history that involves the Joker. And I'll say it again. You took something from me. Now I'm going to take something from you. That is what we tweeted earlier this week once I got the news. And that is part of the Batman proposition, the plot. That is what we're going with. All right. The big plot point is explaining what happened to Batman, who he lost, and how it turned him the way it did. It's going to lead into that damage tattoo and everything. So people, if you're really paying attention, you know exactly what that means. That's
so
going to be a plot
Taylor.
point for the project.
We're all coming back for this conversation now, and
Yeah, you're coming back for this
Gonna
conversation.
get
Now
his
you know what I'm
teeth
talking about.
smashed in.
I'm having some iced tea right now, but that tea was way more better.
Way more.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
some
I'm so
pretty good
shook.
tea, man.
Yeah,
So-
I was told earlier this week that that they're moving forward with the project. They're definitely discussing which avenue they want to focus more on between Joker and Deathstroke. But key plot point that they want to discuss is is a not a prequel moment. I mean, it's that the show is not a prequel. The show is clearly going to be set after the Justice League. But there's going to be
Flashbacks are a thing.
plenty of flashbacks explaining Ben losing his moral compass. And who was his moral compass?
The crazy.
Right,
Robin.
little teenager.
One of his 11,000 children.
Oh my, thank you.
That sounds like a really bad movie.
Child number one, okay? Not 11,000. He hasn't had like his giant family yet.
I mean, Taylor, he did go.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the Batman movie with Ben Affleck and Joe Manganiello Deathstroke. You know, the movie that never got made that is going to be turned into an HBO Max series. We've now got details of what was going to happen in said movie. Now, this doesn't mean it's actually going to be the storyline for the HBO Max series that will be revealed after the Flash movie or after the Snyder Cut. We don't exactly know when it is. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss the videos. At the 100,000 subscriber mark, which we are getting pretty close to, I will be giving away something that is so hard to get hold of currently. So all you got to do is make sure you subscribe to the channel and let me know down below, do you want this? Also, check us out on Instagram, at Warstu. I do polls and stories, and if you want to know what it look like, head over to at Warstu on Instagram. Also, Twitter, WarstuG, that'd be much appreciated. So, it's worth saying that this Batman movie, from some very good DC writers, said that this would have been the best Batman movie ever. And then, you know, people like Jeff Johns and stuff got involved, so Ben Affleck kind of left because he was an alcoholic. Or was he? I know people are going to troll me down below. That's kind of why I say it. So it is very interesting, and it's also worth saying that Joe Manganiello recently said in an interview that he's got some up-and-coming projects, not projects as in the plural, with Zack Snyder. And as we know, Zack Snyder is supposed to be co-producing and directing the HBO Max series alongside Ben Affleck Batman. And it's also worth saying that Snyder's hinted at doing more work with Affleck. He keeps saying stuff like, oh, Affleck was more than happy to get back into the suit. So it just makes a lot of sense. So this is what was said. In the original pitch for the Batman, Deathstroke performed a similar demolishing essentially, job on Bruce Wayne's life, systematically destroying his public status as Gotham City's leading citizen, and his private life exists as the Caped Crusader. It was a really dark story in which Deathstroke was like a shark or a horror movie villain that would dissemble him, Bruce, alive from the inside out. It was a somatic thing. He killed everyone close to Bruce, destroyed his life to try and make him suffer because he felt that Bruce was responsible for something that happened to him, which is a very interesting story. And we've never really had a dark and gritty story, so to speak. But now HBO Max and AT&T are actually getting on board with the fact that Batfleck's got a very big following. I can see this happening. Now, this doesn't mean the storyline for the said HBO Max is going to follow this, but it will be similar. Now, we know that Jared Leto is back for the Snyder Cut, and obviously that will coincide with this series because the HBO Max Batfleck stuff is supposed to be set post Justice League Snyder Cut. So this is to do with the Batman vs Superman scene when Robin is dead, and it's pretty apparent that the Joker was behind it. So apparently we're actually going to get to see this scene at some point play out, and it'll be interesting to see where Deathstroke lays in this storyline. Because as we know, at the end of the Sir Whedon cut, as we know that's pretty much not canon, they did set up the Legion of Doom with Lex Luthor and someone else, as we will be seeing the Nightmare scene with Deathstroke in the Snyder Cut, and potentially, I don't know how much of it, if we actually get to see the full scene of Deathstroke breaking out Lex Luthor from prison. Now that would be a really dope storyline. Now what is interesting is there is stuff like non-disclosure agreements, NDAs on things. Even if they don't get released, you signed an NDA and stuff like that. So it's very interesting that Joe Manganiello is publicly allowed to reveal details like this, and it sounds pretty savage. Now this is courtesy of yahoo.com. Yeah, I know if you're from Europe, like, Yahoo kind of died years ago, and I've never heard of Yahoo, but this is the original story of where it's coming from. Now it is interesting, as we know we're getting a different version of Bruce Wayne, a younger version. Robert Pattinson, who is a fantastic actor, he will be playing a version of Bruce Wayne Batman in the multiverse, and there's supposed to be like a GCPD, side story TV show coming to HBO Max as well. So it is pretty interesting that he was allowed to come out and publicly say this. As we know, because of the fail of the Justice League Sweden cut in 2017 and loads of John Berg and Jeff Johns and all this crazy stuff behind the scenes, it would never see a light of day. But for the record, as we know, Justice League Part 2 was supposed to invoke more of Darkseid as the primary villain in the Justice League, and apparently the Legion of Doom and stuff like that. But Joe Manganiello actually tweeted this himself, and he's been very active in DC. He's been interviewing a lot of times recently, which is interesting. So I've been talking about this HBO Max series for nearly a year. We spoke about the release of Snyder Cut for nearly a year. Well, no, more like 3 years, and then it happened, and then everyone's like, you guessed. No, guys, there is so much evidence out there. The fact that, we played the clip on another video where, in fact, I'm going to play it at the start of this video, where Ben Affleck's camp is pretty much trying to figure out how this information is getting out. It's pretty much out there, guys, that this HBO Max series is going to be happening. It's just a case of when, because as we know with what's going on in the world, the slate's really weird at the moment. When will they announce this? But it's coming, and the fact that Joe Manganiello keeps teasing the original storyline, I kind of feel robbed, because that sounds absolutely freaking insane compared to what we actually got. So it went on to say, beside the games, Affleck's proposed storyline also bears strong similarities to Born Again, a classic arc from Frank Miller's run on Marvel's Daredevil, a comic book that was loosely adapted to the screens in the third season of Netflix series. It was really cool, dark and gritty. Manganiello says wistfully, I was very excited for it, so was Snyder. Okay, so Snyder's, going to be doing the series, who teased that Batman in the original version of the post-credit scene that appears at the end of the Justice League, where Deathstroke pays a visit to Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor. So, guys, it's so apparent what's going on here. Zack Snyder's kind of indirectly teasing stuff. Joe Manganiello's coming back on the scene. And it wouldn't surprise me if Ben Affleck starts talking about Batman again, because he is going to be playing Batman in the Flash movie in the Snyder Cut with additional photography. 4 minutes is quite a lot. So just get ready for Slade Wilson, played by Joe Manganiello. As you know, my favourite villain ever is Deathstroke. I think the best adaptation so far is Manu Bennett on the Arrowverse, on the Arrow TV show that's now finished, because we haven't really had a different adaptation. But this sounds so cool. like a shark. So it's going to happen, guys. It really is going to happen. It will be a dark and gritty HBO Max series with Zack Snyder at the helm of it. Or else, why would this story be going viral? Why would he even say anything if it wasn't happening? I mean, this is like years ago. He could have said something years ago if this was never going to happen. Why has he decided to now open his mouth and say something? So like always, guys, let me know everything down below. Let me know about the audio. I've been having problems with the audio clipping, so I've ordered a pretty damn cool new mic, which will be coming in Friday. So as of Friday, you'll notice a quality difference in the audio. We're back to great quality. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu, Twitter WarstuG, and I will catch you in another video very soon, guys. Catch you later.